offenses here that love to take their shots down the field, so the defenses really have their task right in front of them if they want to win this game.
Yeah, no question. I think as many of the matchups that we've dove into this entire week, it really comes down to which defense puts a lid on the opposing passing game and prevents as many big plays as possible. We see it week in and week out. The correlation between generating big plays, especially through the air, directly leads to the ability to score points. So make teams go the long way. You know, the defense, old saying is, make them snap it again.
Play fake, now Dart. That's caught by Smith on the right side. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Minnesota.
On first down, Dart. He'll take a shot here. Back to the end zone. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one. And that will lead to a second down.
I can tell you from firsthand experience, Mike, that is a lonely and long jog back to the huddle. I mean, you're an inch away from being the hero with a deep touchdown. Instead, you let it go through your fingertips.
Intercepted. What a bad start on the third play. And the Jaguars are going to get the football here. They force the INT on the game's opening drive.
I think you chalk this one up, Mike, to just a rookie mistake. And anytime you have a young signal caller behind center, you're going to have to deal with some of these ups and downs. Every once in a while, they're just not going to see the coverage. They're going to get baited into making a bad throw. That's kind of par for the course. The key is, how fast can these rookie quarterbacks turn the page, move on, and not make the same mistake again.
And he'll get about 5. From 29, here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll stick with him again. They will not get back to the line of scrimmage. They pick him up and throw him down for a loss.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track.
First throw of the game is going to be intercepted. That's the safety, Greg Delpit. And the Vikings are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th down.
Well, we're getting a little test here early, Mike, to see just how easy is this team to rattle. Didn't look like they were able to get through that opening script that they had worked on all week. So I'm going to be curious on this next drive. Do they stick to the plan? Do they pick up where they left off? Or is there a little bit of a reaction, or dare I say panic, to come out and make some adjustments in response to that early interception?
He'll air one out for Higgins. Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. Picked up by the Hall of Famer, Charles Woodson. Big return at the end. He's going to get out of bounds close to midfield.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
On play action, it is Dart. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got. To the air on 2nd down. Dart. Now here's another ball that's intercepted. That's the linebacker, Quay Walker.
That's about as bad as it can possibly get. Like, you're only one play into the drive. You're trying to establish a little early rhythm, get something going, and now you're jogging off the field watching your opponent celebrate in the end zone. So they're going to have to come back out here on offense pretty quickly, regroup, take a deep breath, and try to bounce back.
The Jaguars will line up
Now
for the
Willis.
two-point conversion.
Oh, the struggles continue. Another interception. That's the safety, Kirby Joseph. And he takes it back all the way. How about a pick two if you prefer? The play backfires for the offense in a big way. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Williams. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Not much there. Maybe a yard.
Jefferson, the ball carrier. Nick Emanwari on the stop. 1 yard gain brings up second and 9 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second and 9. Out of shotgun. It's Dart. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
And it's third down.
Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on third and short.
So it's a pretty manageable third down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use fourth down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
And this is going to backfire in a big way. Going for it on their own side of midfield, but they turn it over on downs. Handoff here, up the middle, and that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring him down for a big loss.
At the 42.
So after one, it's the Jaguars on top. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. The Jaguars with the ball as quarter number 2 begins. And they are facing a second and long.
Broncos. Let's go. Ready.
Willis to throw. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
17 yards.
Taking advantage of that running ability. Gain of 17 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Throwing is Willis. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
Gain of 9. Brings
Great
up
example of
second
first
and a
down
yard.
efficiency. You don't
At
always
the
have to go for the big
17-yard
play,
line.
but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Here's a toss as they look to run. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Eric Dickerson. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Now Willis and his offense preparing to go for 2.
The Jaguars will line up for the two-point conversion.
He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught. So add a couple more points, and they add to their lead.
14.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here's Williams on the return. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there.
And that's a heck of a return right there. I mean, he's going to bounce his way towards the left sideline. Just a ton of space over there to run. And they finally get him out of bounds. But not until he nearly managed to turn the corner and almost take it all the way.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We're back to Seattle after this. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, here comes Dart. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. It's uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down. Operating from the gun, it's Dart. That's the 4th time tonight he's been intercepted. And the Jaguars will take over possession here at the 44.
This has been tough to watch, Mike, really for a lot of reasons. And when you talk to everybody around this building, they know the future of this organization rests on the shoulders of this young rookie quarterback. And there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be missed throws and misreads. But 4 interceptions into today's game, you find yourself trailing here. At some point, they got to ask themselves, is this rookie giving us the best chance to win now, or are we just all in for the future?
Room to maneuver at the 35. And he's going to be taken down. How about 25 yards to start the drive? 1st down.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one?
Hurt! 70, rig!
Willis. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen.
You see so many teams wait till 3rd down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on 1st down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
That is left side and taken in by Allen. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Ready!
They go right back to Allen. He's got it again. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half. They can still pick up a 1st down here, and they'll line up to go for it on 4th down.
Warrior 70, Panther 60. Ready.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. That's the safety, Grant Delpit. And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
He'll air one out for Higgins. Now here's another ball that's intercepted. Picked up by the Hall of Famer, Charles Woodson. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this 1st half. So we are at halftime, and Greg and I will be back right after this. It's the National Football League on EA Sports. Now this is a surprise. Right out of the locker room, they'll try the onside kick.
Pretty bold call right there, but what you're looking for out of the locker room is just a spark of some sort. They thought they could get it on their special teams. They don't. Now they put their defense in a tough spot, trying to not allow them to extend this lead.
Let's go, take it to the house. On the double. Bronco lady. Ready.
Willis now to throw. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
Willis sacked. A loss of 9 yards. It's second down.
Let's go.
To throw is Willis. That's taken in left side by Smith. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
It's third down.
Just a really good play design that time, Mike, from the offensive coordinator. They match up one of the most explosive playmakers in the NFL with a hook curl defender, and he's just not able to match up with one of the best route runners in the league.
Here comes 3rd and 6.
Here we go. Here we go. Six. Ready.
To throw, here's Willis. That is caught. Finding Higgins. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. Here's 1st and 10.
At the 21-yard line.
Go.
A handoff as they try to run it here. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Ready. Break.
2nd down and 8.
Ready. Three.
The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play.
Come on. Set.
Only a couple on that one. It'll set up 3rd down.
He's brought down at the 15-yard line. That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Ridiculous. Take him out, guys. My jersey.
That was terrible.
Now a timeout for Jacksonville. Their 2nd. They'll talk things over before 3rd down.
Let's go now.
Here's Willis. Oh, he couldn't set his feet, but he completes it anyway. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, He picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
The Jaguars have the field goal unit on the field. This a 31-yard attempt. His kick is good. And the Jaguars will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Williams now to return. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. Tight end motioning left. His drive will start on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds. That's a nice gain, though, on first down. A pickup of 7.
It's a gain of 8.
From the 33, here's second down and 2. They'll run for the first time with their fullback. And this will wind up a Vikings first down as he'll get this up to about the 42. So we are through 3. This is Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. First and 10. Here's Dart, moving to his right. He keeps it himself, and he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down. Here's Dart on first and 10. He'll take a shot here, back of the end zone. And that ball led him too far, maybe too wide. Out of bounds, incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Flushed to his left. And he's just throwing ducks up there. Another ball intercepted. Picked up by the Hall of Famer, Charles Woodson.
Well, Mike, this is entering the wrong kind of rarefied air. I mean, as in, it's only happened a handful of times since the turn of the millennium rare. It's an entire season's worth of picks thrown in just one game. I think at this point, you junk the playbook, you light it on fire, and we're just going to start from scratch next week.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll let one go. Downfield for Jennings. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. So a big one there to start the drive. 39 yards.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Ready.
Up the middle they go. Not much happening there. Just a short gain.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second and 9.
Here we go. 70.
Throwing, Willis. Oh, trying to set up the screen, but that is going to fall incomplete.
Intended for Eric Dickerson.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Here we go. Ready.
They'll try to get this one on the ground. He's got the first down inside the 30. And he's out of bounds all the way inside the 15-yard line.
On the double.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Go.
They'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
2nd and 10.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does